Well, hello there. Pastor Willie here. You know, one of our favorite things to do as a family when I was growing up was to take road trips. And one of the best parts of that road trip was to get those big paper maps that they used to sell. And we would open the map up on the back seat and we would follow along as we traveled. Well, of course, we don't use those paper maps anymore. We have something that's better. We have GPS on our smartphones. And the neat thing about GPS is that I can see where I live and work. In fact, here's the church on our GPS map. But then the neat feature is I can zoom out and I can see the entire Moreno Valley. There's my house, there's Lake Paris, and I can zoom out even further and I can see Southern California. There's the ocean. I can zoom out further and see the entirety of California and go further and see the entirety of the United States. I can keep zooming out and see the entire world. And as I was doing this today, I was thinking, you know what? This is a lot like our church's missions program. Let's zoom back in, right back here to Moreno Valley, and just a few miles away at the University of California in Riverside, about 10 miles down the road, where we support Julia Rajali, who serves there with the Navigators. And we zoom out a little bit more, and about 50 miles away in Los Angeles, we have Jerry and Grace Pasiliao, who are planting a church right in downtown Los Angeles, and we support them. We zoom out and we go across the United States where we have, here's Desire Street Ministries in Louisiana and in the southeastern United States. And then there's Broken Arrow Bible Ranch in New Mexico where we support Ty and Monique Platero in the Ministry of United Indian Missions. And then we zoom out a little bit more and there's San Antonio where we support our church plant, Disciple Community Church with Paul and Jolene Hody. And then we zoom out even more and let's get out of the United States. Let's go to Indonesia where Carissa Pattison is investing in students through Teach Beyond. And then we have, look at there, it's Turkmenistan with Kurt and Sue Edwards who are sharing the gospel of Jesus Christ in that part of the world. And then we have Tanzania and Kenya and Pakistan and India through the Ministry of World Christian Outreach. And then over here in Portugal, we have Daniel and Hannah Pavoni, all people that we are supporting as part of our church's missions program. And then there's a number of couples and individuals that we can't mention here online for their own safety. People who are working primarily with the ministry of Wycliffe Bible translators, translating the Bible into languages so that people can read and hear about Jesus in their own language, mostly for the first time. And then, of course, there's Amy Medina, who works with EFCA Reach Global, working with developing the next generation of missionaries. We support her. There's Omar and Rebecca Rodriguez, who are leading the ministry in Latin America for EFCA Reach Global. And then there's ministries like the Gideons and ministries like the Center for Islamic Research with Al Fadi, and of course, Jews for Jesus. But after all of that, let's zoom back to the city, that city full of people about 50 miles down the road, people who many of them feel unseen and unheard of, and of course, people who are without hope, right here in downtown Los Angeles, often even called Skid Row because people have skidded to that spot. Because missions, guys, is not just something that is out there in the far reaches of the world. Missions sometimes is right here in front of us, in Los Angeles, in Riverside, and right here in Moreno Valley. And this Sunday at 9:30 a.m., we're going to hear about some of those missions. And we get to hear specifically from Jerry and Grace Pasiliao as they step into the need to plant a church, to reach people, to bring the hope of Jesus Christ right to the heart of downtown Los Angeles. So as we come together this Sunday, Missions Sunday, we're not just going to watch the story happening or hear about the story happening. We're going to step right into the story that is happening. I hope to see you here Sunday morning at 9:30. Have a great week.